is the last part. I think this will be the last part. So this is part 3. So yeah. For Torchic's funeral, I was going to write a poem for it. I was originally going to write a poem anyway, but I was asked to write and read a poem. And I was like, I can do that. So me and Jigglypuff had come up with something. I wrote a poem in English and then translated it into Japanese because Torchic was really into Japanese culture. I am too, and so is Jigglypuff. Now, mind you, I don't care. Geez, that's the first time I said I don't care about freaking Starbucks happy hour. Okay, no, no, this is not my day. But anyway, me and Jigglypuff were getting ready for it. The way it was going to be done is, it was a 3-verse poem that I had written. And I was going to have it where Jigglypuff reads a verse, and then I read that same verse in Japanese, even though I already know nobody's going to really understand it unless they know some Japanese or whatever. And that was how it was going to go. It was supposed to be relatively quick because we both was in no shape to be standing up there at no podium with people staring at us. After she lost her best friend and I just lost a very close friend that I could actually talk to. Like, I think Torchic knows more about me, or I think she knew more about me than Pikachu did. And mind you, I was friends with Pikachu longer than I was friends with Torchic. Nervous tick, sorry. I pick at the skin at the side of my fingers and then just bite it off. My bad. It's dirty. Don't do that. Now, when they announced at the funeral who was coming up to do a poetry reading, I had already given Jigglypuff her copy of the poems, both in English and Japanese. Even though she was only reading the English, I felt that she needed to have both copies as well. But as we were announced, both me and her. And we start walking up. We get up to the podium and we see Pikachu walking up, and we're confused because we don't know what the heck is going on. Like, what is she coming up there for? Now, I understand Torchic was her friend too, but you played no part in this. Don't try to go take credit for something where you were not involved in. Now, granted, I was the one who wrote the poem and went to go get it printed out and did the translation, but Jigglypuff was there with me. She helped me out a little bit with the poem as well. So I'm like, of course I'm going to have her come up and read it with me. We had already been decided this. It was even in the program. And I still have the program from the funeral. But I was confused. And that confusion obviously showed on my face because even my grandmother was like, y'all looked like y'all didn't know what was going on. And I'm like, because we honestly didn't know what was going on. She wasn't supposed to be up there, but we let her up there anyway. Why? Because we ain't about to cause no scene at no funeral. So we ended up changing it to where they alternate who's reading a line in English, and I would just go ahead and continue with reading all in Japanese. She butchered the poem a lot. And I know I didn't use hard words because I like using big words when I write, but at that time I was not in no type of mood to really be using big words. I just wanted it to be simple. It was simple. It was beautiful. A beautiful poem, if I do say so myself. I might be tooting my own horn a little bit, but I felt that it was a beautiful poem. But it wasn't right. She was stumbling on words, and I'm like, I understand. It's a very emotional time for all of us. But don't come butchering some words. Don't do it, because it's not gonna make you seem even. It's not gonna make you seem like you need even more sympathy. It's not. So that's another thing that I never told her, that I probably should have told her about. But at the same time, I was like trying to be nice, because I'm like, we all just lost a friend. No one lost a bigger friend than Jigglypuff, because that was literally her ride or die. Still miss Torchic to this day. Still look back on the memories we had, the few short years that I had with her when I finally came back. All those memories will be treasured forever. But this video isn't to talk about Torchic. Now, during that time, I think Pikachu was with her other baby daddy. I don't know which one she was with. She constantly goes between both of them. Right now, I know one of them is not bothering her with her right now. But you know what? After a while, I just stopped saying never, or stopped thinking the word never when it comes to her being in a relationship with her two baby daddies. It's just not something that I'm gonna involve myself in, because honestly, I'm not built for so much drama at all. But moving on. Sorry, I haven't really thought about Torchic's funeral in a while, so it's kind of something I'm still trying to move past. I just really didn't talk to Pikachu much anymore after all of that, because we were already still estranged as it was, and then it got worse when I guess there was some kind of misunderstanding or whatever. I don't remember the full details to this again, but she had an issue with Jigglypuff again. So Jigglypuff left and moved to some of her relatives' house. I was like, okay, that's whatever. But once I'd heard that there was more problems, I disappeared, basically. I had stayed around for Jigglypuff, which I guess is kind of wrong, but at the same time, Pikachu had both of her baby daddies, and she had kids to keep her busy. Jigglypuff ain't really have much as far as people to really keep her busy. She had her daughter, which she can be much at times. She's a little hyper ball of energy. I love that little beautiful licky tongue so much. But I keep saying this is bothering me a little bit. I was like, I was worried about her because she'd lost her best friend. That was her best friend. You only get one true best friend in your life, and I still haven't found that person yet. But she had. Good for her. I'm proud of her. She did that. But so I guess you can say I was in the wrong for. You might as well say I chose one person over the other based off of circumstances that can't be controlled. But at the same time, she was the one who was starting it this time. And every time that I tried to play the non-choosing person, she made me feel like I had to choose. And if I didn't choose her, that was the wrong choice. That's just how I felt. So, we're going to fast forward even more to earlier this year, back in January, when all the issues had taken place between me and Jigglypuff. Now, Jigglypuff had started talking back to Pikachu, and that was whatever they did. Good for them for working through whatever issues. But at the same time, I hadn't worked through my own personal issues. My personal issues were starting to become too much for me to even be around people in general, and I needed to have something to just have time to myself, basically. I still feel bad because I feel like it's my fault that me and Jigglypuff had fallen off for so long. Because I just stopped being there and had thrown myself into working and being home more. And I just didn't leave much time for Jigglypuff. Except for when I would go to pick up Licky Tongue to hold on to her for a while. No, I did it for multiple. I would get Licky Tongue for multiple reasons. One, if her mom needed a babysitter, and because she had to go to work, because Jigglypuff did get a job. She's had 2 jobs. She's still working at the other one, even though she is currently pregnant, and she's 8 months now. So, clap, clap, clap to her. I said my congratulations yesterday when I was with her. But I would get her so she can go to work, or to try to give her a break, because I know when you're in that single mother life, a break would be very nice, but it's not a luxury that you always get. So I would take her for those reasons, so she can at least try to get either some rest or get some things done that she needs to get done. Or I would just take her just because I wanted to have her around. Like I said, I want kids of my own, but that's not in my cards right now. So it's not something that is possible right now. But like I said, we've talked it out. We're friends. Now, getting on to the reason why this 3-part series of tea videos was made. I watched a recent video of hers, because I watch her videos every now and again to, check on her, make sure her and her children are okay. Why? Because I felt awkward trying to talk to her. I still hadn't gotten over my anxiety issues, and I don't think I'm going to ever get over them. Once a person has hurt me once, it's like a little bit of issues trying to trust them again. And I was hurt. I cried when Jigglypuff told me she ain't want to fuck with me no more. And I do have my reservations about being around. But to me, that's normal. I'm trying to go ahead and just push past those things, because I'm tired of feeling like it's my anxiety holding me back from everything. So I'm trying to push that to the side, because I genuinely care about her. I genuinely care about her daughter. So I want to try to push past that. Now, why didn't I try to do this years ago when it was Pikachu that was the issue? I hadn't grown up enough, you might as well say. But anyway, I watched the recent video of her where she was talking about the drama that had happened. I'm like, how are you going to talk about something that you were barely even involved in? Barely. So I'm just listening to her rant about everything, and she's talking all this shit about me, and I'm just like, in all my videos that I've mentioned you in it, I've said nothing but positive things. I've never mentioned your shortcomings. So why would you do that to me? Somebody who's been on your side even when I probably shouldn't have been on your side. I have some people in my life, some of them my family, who feel that Jigglypuff has taken advantage of me. Why? Because they could see all the stuff that I was doing for her, the running around that I was doing for her and her daughter. They could see that. But they didn't see what I was going through for Pikachu. And literally, after all that I've said in these 3 videos, I actually do feel like I was probably taken advantage of. I still say probably because I give people the benefit of the doubt. But at the same time, I mostly feel like I was just taken advantage of because I had access to stuff. And that'll leave, if I'm going to go get stuff with my money, that will leave more money in her pocket. But to go ahead and start talking about my living situation. 1, I don't get government assistance. I don't have disability, which I actually could apply for if I really need to. But I don't get government assistance. There's no TANF. There's no apartment vouchers. There's no daycare vouchers. I don't even have kids yet, so daycare vouchers don't make sense in this situation. But still, no daycare vouchers, no food stamps. WIC, that's a no. Like, again, I said, no kids. So what do I need WIC for? As far as I know, they only give that to either teenagers that are forced to live on their own or new I want to say new mothers, but I know they give them to mothers who are just pregnant again. So I don't know if that still classifies as a new mother. But I'm pretty sure y'all understand what I'm talking about. But I don't get none of that. Yeah, I live with somebody. I live with my grandmother. Bless her heart for letting me stay with her when I did not want to move with my mother, because I knew moving with her probably meant that I was going to have to quit my job that I had at that time. Why? Because it was too far of a distance away from where they were moving to. And at the time I had to work early mornings, which would mean I'd need to be close by to get there early mornings. And I didn't even have a license or learners at the time. So I knew my limitations. So I'm grateful to my grandmother for letting me stay with her. She didn't have to. She wanted to have her house to herself now. But she let me stay. She also let me bring other people's kids into her home. Well, just 2 kids. One of them being Licky Tongue and another one being the daughter of somebody else. But that was just a one-time thing. I don't know if that will ever happen again. But, yeah. So I'm just like, don't come from my living situations, because I'm paying for this with money that I earned from a job. You pay for your living situation with money that you're getting from the government. And the government's getting that money out of the taxes they take out of my paycheck. Because that's where the government gets their money for stuff like food stamps, TANF, and all that other stuff. I mean, sure, it's a little government budget or whatever, but we all know that's where that money is coming from. Number 2, don't talk about my peoples, as you put it. My peoples are there for me. What were you ever there for me for? What issue did I ever have that you were there for me for? And I'll answer that. None. Why? Because I don't talk about any major problems that I have. I keep that stuff to myself. See, now I just want to keep biting. I need to stop. It's not sanitary. Next issue. She had talked about in that video about these cupcakes that I had made. Now, they're not my best cupcakes. I've made some bomb looking cupcakes before, but those, they were a little sad, and it made me a little sad that they looked a little sad. I had made them because when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, well, Kingdom Hearts 3 was coming out, and I knew my babe, he loves the Kingdom Hearts series. His favorite character being Aqua, which is why I chose the color of the cupcakes, because it was the aqua blue, not cupcakes, but the icing. It was the aqua blue icing. And I put, the icing that came with these little fish sprinkles, and I was like, ooh. So I got a little extra and put the sprinkles on top. The sprinkles had nothing to do with it. I wanted to make him a Kingdom Hearts cake, but I didn't have the money to go ahead and buy all the ingredients I would need to make a homemade cake. Mind you, I wanted to make a homemade cake, but I couldn't. I didn't have the money. So I bought some stuff from the dollar store, basically, to make cupcakes. I couldn't get a cake taker. I couldn't get the fondant that I would need to make the keyblade, as well as the Kingdom Hearts emblem, or make the lucky emblem, aka Mickey Mouse's head. I didn't have none of that. So I didn't have the funds, so I could do all of that, and I really wanted to do that for him. So I made some little cheap dollar store cupcakes, and he loved them. He loved my little cheap dollar store cupcakes. Somebody tell me what true love is, because if that's not love, I don't know what is. Her, on the other hand, her kids don't want to even eat her cooking most of the time. I must have too many things saved onto this darn phone. Even my SD card is starting to reject me doing videos now. But I stopped at the part where I was like, her kids didn't want to even eat her cooking sometimes. She buys mostly microwavable foods, maybe some ramen noodles, some cereals, and milk. Stuff to make like sandwiches, stuff like that. Occasionally she'll go ahead and buy some meats and some vegetable stuff to be cooked. But at the same time, I'm just like, most of the time when I was over, she ain't really cooked. It was Jigglypuff cooking. Or if one of her baby fathers was over, the first baby father, he would cook. I didn't see her cook much. So don't come for my cupcakes. At all. Let's see. Right. So she was trying to also talk about how I'm wasting money on stuff to get pregnant. First of all, that would mean I'm taking like some type of hormones and going to a fertility clinic to go ahead and try to make sure that I do get pregnant. But I don't do that. I work my 2 jobs, come home, chill with bae sometimes, and that be it. And then she was like, all that money that I'm wasting on stuff to get pregnant with, I could go ahead and be... Now, the only thing she could possibly be talking about is when I bought some prenatal vitamins, the prenatal gummies. But I wanted to just see how those tasted. Honestly, I was just curious about that. And them things, they taste good. And, yeah, they help you poop. When I was eating them things, when I was taking them like a regular vitamin each day, I was pooping great. We're all friends here by now, so we can talk about each other's poop. I was making great poops. But, no, wait, I did buy these little fish oil pills, but I ain't never take them. So yeah, that was a waste of money right there. But they were the cheap Target ones, Target brand ones. So I also bought these candies. They were something drop pop or a pop drop. It was these candies that I had seen on Shark Tank. They started off as just lollipops. And basically they help with morning sickness. But from what I discovered, it also helps with motion sickness, which I get on the bus, on the train, and I'd probably get it on an airplane if I ever got on a plane. I feel like this is crooked. Move back up. It's probably just going to stay crooked. It's going to bother me so bad. But yeah, I did buy stuff to try to help make my body healthier so I could have a baby. And she's talking about if I were to get pregnant, I'd get put out. I said that could be a thing if my grandmother didn't approve of it and didn't want the baby in her house. That didn't mean I didn't have places to go. 'Cause I do. Just because you think you're the only one who can go ahead and get into these programs that help you get to where you are doesn't mean that I can't either. It's just that I choose to use those as a last resort, not as my only option for actually living. So yeah, there's that. And she was like, all the money that I'm wasting on that stuff I could be putting towards an apartment. Apartments are $1,000 something odd dollars just for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. And even for a studio, it's $1,100 something. A studio apartment. And I've been looking, so I know what I'm talking about. And I'm looking in places close by, like I've even looked at places in Southeast DC, which is still close by enough where I can go to my jobs and come home and not have to worry about transportation too much. So if I know all this, you only know what you know because you get vouchers. Your stuff is paid all the time. The only real issue you ever really had was when your house burned down. So, money I could be saving. That money I could be saving, huh? Yeah, I could have been saving some money. Not gonna lie, I could have been. But don't come from my life choices. You're the one who decided to have 3 kids. And not only that, you had them back to back to back. Almost had like a 4th. I think there was almost a 5th one as well. So don't come at me about what I do with my money, because guess what, honey? My money is earned from working a job. Your money is earned, not even earned, your money is given to you by the government. I'm not trying to judge anybody who gets government assistance, because I understand you're probably in a situation where you can't really afford to get things yourself. But at the same time, it's not for you to live off of for the rest of your life and think you're going to live off of it for the rest of your life. Because if that's your mindset, then honestly you don't need government assistance at all. Because government assistance is just to help you get back on your feet so you can do stuff yourself. There's a gnat in my room that I'm going to go hunt down later, because that's going to piss me off. But she just flat out judged me for things that she doesn't even know the half of. And she also said that the reason why I was going through so many issues because I didn't have nobody to talk to, because the people that I could have had as friends, real friends, I just cut off? No. Or cut me off? No. I've been having issues way longer than that, and you didn't even know about them. Why? Because I stand there and smile, hoping to make somebody else happy. Because I was always told, my smile can make other people happy. So if I smile, other people will be happy. But if you really pay attention to my eyes behind these glasses, the smile looks dead on my face. Why? Because it may be a smile for you. It may actually be a genuine smile, but that doesn't mean that I'm all happy inside. It means I'm happy on the outside. And I was just really hurt by this because I'm like, so is this how you actually felt all this time? She thought she was helping me when she told me about her apartments, but one, you never told me much about them. You just said it was like 800, and I told you I had to go talk to the people that I'm moving with. And it's just like, you never gave me any more information. You never told me the name of the apartment. This is how you know I had too much to say, because my phone is even fighting against me on doing any more video recording. So we're just going to make this quick. Last part in general. Just stop. Don't talk about me no more. Don't think about me no more. You're good. Because guess what? If I'm bothering you so much and I'm not even talking to you, what does that really say? That means you're being bothered by somebody who's not even around. Which means you have some issues you need to go through. Which means most likely I'm not the problem. I'm going to still say I'm the problem. But most likely I'm not. Based off of what I learned. But most likely you're the problem. Because you can't even focus on your own happiness if you're so bothered by me and what I do with my life. Like I said, you're the one who couldn't finish high school because you were pregnant. You had to finish it online. Now, yes, I finished my schooling online, but that was due to circumstances that I couldn't control. So, no judgment, but don't start judging me. Don't think you can go ahead and judge me, because you don't know me. You don't know all of me. You just know the me that I presented to you to make you happy. This is Alice signing out. Video stop. Warning for part 3's video. A lot of stuff does get cut out, so it may seem like I lose my train of thought for a second, but have all the little clips. I was running out of space on my device because I just recorded 3 long videos, and I still have to make sure I do the editing, so bear with me.